Good morning, everyone. Yes, my name is Anjum Khan, and I'm here to take you for the understanding of what exactly is this IIT workforce and what exactly does this IIT workforce has to go ahead and provide us here regarding the real-time hands-on experience projects. So yes, welcome to IIT workforce. What exactly is this IIT workforce? When we say IIT workforce, and it clearly says that, he has a way of giving, it's a company or a beautiful platform where they happen to offer you guys the live projects. Now, when we say live projects, what are these projects and for whom are these projects? See, after taking or after, getting done with the training, IT training course for the QA or for the BA or for any other trainings, you guys are still in the whirlpool of understanding how many years of experience should I put down so that the resume would get shortlisted for interview, right? How many years of experience is required? Second question, I am a fresher. I don't have any experience. Okay, fresher and have no experience. Now, how to put down if I don't have any experience? How to move ahead with it? Right? At the same time, couple of those students who are absolutely from non-IT background, right, having no any such experience here. Well, they are very well experienced into different things, but not towards the IT. Then how to take care of it? Right, again at the same time, couple of those students who had a huge career gap, they were already working as an IT consultant couple of years ago. It's just that due to some priorities they didn't have chance to get back to their career. Now when they see that their priorities have fallen to correct places, they would like to go ahead and take care of one thing, that is their career now. So they're trying to make a comeback in the IT industry. Right now, when we say all these situations are there, how to take care of them, how to handle those. This IIT Workforce gives you a beautiful platform and a wonderful platform here to go ahead and understand these situations and try to fit into one of these if you are, if it is matching up with your situation, and do the project and move ahead with it by putting down that project's experience in your resume. See, there are so many other things available into the market when it comes to the live projects. They are like freelance projects. You can do it definitely. But the problem is you cannot go ahead and put down that thing in your resume. It's not accepted. But this IIT workforce has a way of giving out these beautiful projects here. Once when you are taking care of these projects with us, yes, you can add this thing in your resume and move ahead by stating that, yes, I have been working for so and so company by the name, IIT workforce, and this was my roles and responsibilities. So and so was my client through which I was working. You can add all these things in your resume and have a career break there. So yes, welcome to IIT Workforce. It is for all those students and all those participants who would like to add, and certain amount of volume and certain amount of, extra information and experience in their resume. It is for all those students here. So yes, let's go ahead and look into it. What exactly is this IIT Workforce? As it says, he has a way of giving us the live projects here. Where do you think these live projects are coming from? They are coming from, couple number of clients here. One of those clients you can, talk about is North America Vector Group. Now, when we say North America Medtech Group, this is a healthcare industry. Okay, it's a healthcare industry, and this healthcare industry has a way of giving us a project by the name MMP, where MMP stands for Manage My Patient Portal. Now, the question is, if you look into it, the patient, what is the reason for a patient to go ahead and work onto the computer, or yeah, um, or when you say that the doctors are trying to look inside, or working on the computer. See, guys, these days the engineers are ruling the world, right? When we say engineers are ruling the world, absolutely. You name the domain, they have a way of coming up with the application for you there. Now, when we say North America Medtech Group, that too, working with none other than the healthcare department. Now, healthcare department manage my patient portal. If you ask me, yeah, it's just a doctor. He needs to do one thing, that is have a stethoscope, look at the people's heart, have a pen and a paper, write a prescription and move ahead. But for him, we are coming up with an application here so that he needs to deal with it, right? It's very user friendly. Similarly, we have another application from the client by the name New York Financial Technological Partners. Now, this particular company is, it's a banking sector. or a banking domain. Now, when you say banking domain, this particular bank or this particular client has a way of giving us an application by the name MAAP, where it stands for Mortgage Application Approval Process. Now, when we say mortgage application approval process, what is the purpose of keeping all these things inside the internet or inside the computers? There is a huge reason, so that later, whenever in future they would like to go ahead and refer it back, they can have the complete set of data there, right? Similarly, we have one more client here by the name MediaComsys.com. This particular company or this particular client is a telecom domain client. Now, he has a way of giving us the application by the name SIM Activate. Now, when we say SIM Activate, what kind of a thing is required so that your SIM gets activated? At the same time, what sort of information is required to take care of your voice over IP, your ISP provider, or how many phone connections do you have if you're combining your home and your phone and your internet? How does it work? What kind of data plan do you have there? On what basis they are trying to look into your data plans, and if the minutes are getting carried over and everything, how does it work? All that thing has been put down in under this particular domain here. So these are those three major clients that we do the business with, where they have a way of giving us these different sets of projects, and these are the live projects where the developers have a way of working onto it, creating the links for us, and we as testers, once when you sign up for these projects, we will be working as testers and will be taking care of this, testing the entire set of applications, everything from end to end. Now let's see what kind of things have been, does this IIT Workforce have to offer to us here. Yes, welcome to IIT Workforce. As it clearly mentions, it is not, a training course. It is a building work experience. So as explained earlier, it is all in all to go ahead and take care of, building your work experience, because we have the knowledge of what is regression testing, retesting, smoke testing, sanity testing, database testing. But the question is, where did you implement it? Right? To get the concept very clear, where did you implement it? The implementation is very important so that you will be in a very good position to go ahead and answer the questions there in the interview. Right? So here, as it says, work on projects with support from industry experts. These industry experts are none other than your team lead or your test lead, under which you will be assigned to work with. So he or she is going to guide you through the entire set of your project, everything from start till the end, where you will be coming across all the end-to-end scenarios of dealing with your database, your web services, your front end, your back end, right, your middleware, everything. You have to deal with it and do the testing and give out the robust application to the beta testers. Similarly, when we say build real resume with real experience, absolutely. See, couple of you might have tried or taken a chances of um, putting down some fake experience in your resume, where your resume is giving out the fake I mean, the entire resume is fake there. Well, guys, these days it's very easy to figure it out if it is a fake or it's a real resume. Believe me, it wouldn't take long. Okay, it'll just take 2 minutes or maximum 5 minutes to figure it out if you are going to be the genuine guy in the market, or if you're going to be, the, just a fake person trying to fit into that position. So when we say making the that is putting out the real resume with real experience, you have to be in a very concrete position to understand how to go ahead and take care of it. Okay, 1 second, guys, 1 second. I'm getting a call directly from mine. Okay, 1 second. So here, when we say dealing with the real experience and with the real resume, it is all in all about you putting down the critical information and the concrete information in your resume, so that it gets uplifted, it gets selected for the interviews. Similarly, we also make sure that all our participants who happen to join or sign up for these projects, they will be getting very well versed when it comes to the face-to-face interview and the real interviews with the client. See, guys, I know interview itself gives the glitches, right? Or it gives those butterflies in the tummy. Couple of you or couple of those students might be excellent and brilliant in putting down your practical terms. If I give you the query to write down technical interview, you might be brilliant into it. Name the query, name the database, you might be, yes, in a very good position to write it down. The same person, ask him to go ahead and put it down in words, explain where is the left table, where is the right table, and how does it work. You might not be in a position to take up. right? Similarly, couple of you might be brilliant in giving me the definitions. Like if I ask you smoke testing, sanity testing, difference between left joint, left outer joint, you might be brilliant in, coming up with the accent and, coming up with the knowledge of, bring it up inside the, the verbal interview. But the same person, put in front of the computer to deal with the technical part, he or she might not be in a position to do it, right? So what we do here is we make sure that you guys are, these weak points are getting enhanced. Okay, and we make sure that you start using the technical terms in your interview. You start getting more and more technical while doing the job here. At the same time, be very strong with the subject, right? We make sure that, these things are covered very well so that end of the project, once you're done with it, you should be in a position to go ahead and crack any given interview. At the same time, these days the interviews are not being taken care as it used to be like a couple of years ago, where you just one simple call is being done, where they happen to judge you on a basis of the technical terms, just one call and that's it, it's done. These days, that is not what they have to follow, or that is not the protocol that the companies follow. Three interviews are a must. First interview is going to be your phone interview, where they're going to you know you know look into how comfortable you are with using the tools, or how comfortable you are with changing the position, or the commute, or how much that you're looking for, and how is that you're working right now, how much you'll be looking for in the new job, right? All this comfort level is being checked. Apart from this, they will be also looking for one more thing, that is the Skype interview, where your camera will be turned on. Well, the camera of the other person might be turned on and might not be turned on. It is up to companies protocol to follow. There you might get grilled on so many boatloads of questions, like the project based, the situation based, the HR questions, everything. They are grilling you there technically, right? Once this technical part is done, with the Skype interview, there'll be one more set of interview where they ask you for the face-to-face interview. This face-to-face interview might be anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. When we say 30 minutes to 2 hours, there are so many things lined up there, right? Now, what are these things lined up? First and foremost thing, but by the time you get done with your Skype interview, come to the face-to-face interview, they might give you a couple number of tasks there to get done with. They might give you, okay, this is a scenario, write the test cases and bring it inside the face-to-face interview. Or they might say, okay, this is piece of software, we are giving you the access to it. Yep, get done with this job and get this, make it as a hard drive and, bring it up here inside, bring it up inside the thing that is inside the face-to-face interview. So many things are lined up here. How will you face these kind of interviews? Right? You cannot do it until unless if you're not strong in the subject. This is what we are here for. We'll make sure that you guys are getting absolutely strong in the subject at the same time, verbally and technically. That is what where we say, making sure that you guys are attending face-to-face interviews with the real clients here. Now, when we say innovative IT workforce, yes, we provide skill and the trained domain experts at a very reasonable price. Now, when we say reasonable price, yeah, absolutely. Second thing, it says the client interviews 90%. When the client interviews, the 90% of our candidates are selected. Absolutely correct. Because you guys, just because you're doing the project with us, you will be giving two interviews. One is going to be a Skype interview, one is going to be the phone interview. The Skype interview is going to be a 30-minute interview where, it's going to come towards the end of the project, where you'll be, grilled on your project base, your situation base, your HR questions, couple number of automation questions, the technical part. After this, after the project is done, you will be also taking one more interview that's going to be directly from the client, and that's going to be the phone interview, where the client would like to see how much knowledge did you happen to gain while doing this project given by his company there, right? And while taking up that interview, and if something else is coming up into that particular client's company, yes, you guys will be the first ones to go ahead and take care of that situation or that's requirement. Reason, just because you have done the project with us, you are already pre-screened with us here, right? That would be the added advantage here, for doing the project with us. At the same time, here it says IIT Workforce team involves in developing the software for end clients. Absolutely, all those Fortune 500 clients that we happen to have here and the project that we get from them. Yes, we have a way of creating the software for them. And the major clients, the ones which we do the business with, they are the ones who happen to give us the applications where we can go ahead and take care of the testing part. As we said, three different domains. Yes, first one is the healthcare, the other one is the telecom, and the other one is the banking, where the end-to-end scenarios are met so that you understand the entire process of understanding the whole project from start till the end. Now here, once as a tester, when you go ahead and join this particular company here, IIT workers, once when you sign up, you will be end up seeing couple number of things that's been given to you. Okay, as a tester, what will be your roles and responsibilities to take care for? Once when you sign up, you'll be given the environment, the application, the work will be given. You need to get done with the work. So as a QA, what will be your roles and responsibilities? As a QA, yes, your job is to go ahead and take care of, logging the defects. When will you log the defects? When you see the defect. When will you see the defect? When you do the test execution. When would you do the test execution? When you have the build with you, right? So all these things are interrelated. Once when you see that you have a build with you, you are ready to do the testing after breaking down the BRD into the test cases scenarios and the RTM. You have it with you. Now you're executing it with the help of the build. While executing, you came across certain amount of defects. Now, way before putting it down as a defect inside the defect tracking tool, you should be in a position to first justify the defect. Now, how would you justify it? Like if I give you one simple example, you need to figure it out where exactly is the root cause analysis for that problem, whether it is a database. Now, how to figure it out if it is a database error? See, imagine a scenario. I'm trying to put down something on my front end. Okay, I'm trying to go ahead and register some person at the front end. Just take a live example of facebook.com. I'm trying to put down, create, register myself at facebook.com. I registered. I have the access to the database of Facebook. When I go back and, try to write a query, somehow for some reason, I don't see that, registration happening there on the database. In the front end, everything went well. But whereas in the database, when I validated by writing down the query, I never see that record getting generated. So what happened to that record? Where did that record go? Right? You need to figure it out. You should be in a very good position to write down the queries there. Right. Similarly, if I give another example of, what is the web server here now? See, these days, you and me, we are not limited only and only to the desktops and to the laptops, right? We have so many devices these days where we can go ahead and take care of. Like if I give you the same example of facebook.com, you can open up this facebook.com from your desktop, right? From your laptop, from your iPhone, from your iPad, from your iTouch, right? You name it, you can go ahead and open it up, right? At the same time, from your Galaxy 6, from your Android phone, you name it, you can go ahead and open it up, right? How does these devices work and how does this application work with any given operating system there? Right, the Unix operating system or the Windows operating system, whether it is desktop, laptop, or the iPhone, and all these little devices here. How does he understand the terminology of going ahead and opening up the same website in the these different operating systems? There should be some or the other way of doing it, right? Yes, that will be doing, or that we'll be doing with the help of the web server. Web server is the one he acts as a mediator where you can get communication, or the the bridge between different operating systems and different platforms here. How to figure it out if it is a web server or the third party issue here? You should be in a very good position to take care of one thing, that is understanding what is a web services, and then how to take care of understanding what is the request and the response. Right? You should be very good with your API testing, that is application programming interface testing. Similarly, what about this application server now? See, we have been hearing from the developers saying that yes, we happen to deploy our work. Okay, we happen to move our work. We move the entire sort of project inside, yeah, inside the main server. Now, what is that deployment happening? Where is the deployment happening? Someplace. What is that someplace? That someplace is called your application server, where they have a way of putting down your database, your middleware, your front end, the entire application, the coding, everything is being put down on the application server. Now, how would you go ahead and check the defects there? You should be in a position to do it. How would you do it? Yes, with the help of logging onto the main server, running down couple number of those commands, Unix commands. Reason because most of those um, servers are being put down under the Unix platform because it's one of the very highly secured platform of the world. So they happen to put it down under that. You should be in a position to log into the main server, run couple number of commands just to check where are the log files and to figure it out what and which particular thing went wrong while you were doing the testing. At the same time, the front end errors, these are the very simple and the easy errors to figure it out as a tester. You try to see something in the front end, but it is not matching with the BRD, you end up going ahead and logging as a defect. Now, what are the logical errors? These are one of those intricate ones to figure it out. Like if I give you inside the gaming domain here, okay, if I give you a simple example, I happen to put down X comma Y comma Z. I also assign the value x is equal to 10, y is equal to 20. At the same time, z is equal to x plus y. You and me, we clearly know by default, or by just blindly, you and me can clearly say z's value is always going to be 30, not beyond it, right? Just by looking into the equation. Somehow, for some reason, whenever I try to run this inside my application, I always end up seeing z is equal to 50. Now, how will you be able to figure it out? What is going wrong? Everything in the front end looks good, right? The way the variables have been declared, the way values have been assigned to them, and the arithmetic operator is being used, everything looks good. But somehow, for some reason, the result does not end up, not showing the correct one. Yes, you should be in a position to figure it out, these kind of logical errors as well. At the same time, the connectivity issue. Like if I give you the example, you and me, we both doing this testing on Twitter or onto the Facebook.com. I end up seeing only two defects. You end up seeing 25 defects. You are logging the defects back to back. Well, I don't see any defects on my system. What does it mean? You're doing a very good testing. I'm not in a position to do the testing. No, something, someplace, something is going wrong. That's the reason you end up seeing so many defects in the application. I don't end up seeing anything there. It could be the connectivity issue. Maybe I'm not getting connected to the main server the way it's supposed to. Or maybe it's my system's configuration, which is not sitting correctly with the given application. Right? Trying to get me? So basically, wherever you see the defect or whenever you see the defect, you should be in a position to go ahead and come up with the reproducible steps. Now, what are these reproducible steps? These are none other than steps, for the developer to navigate to the defect and go ahead and fix it for you. Right? So those steps, you have to be very thorough with those steps, because based on those steps and based on the priority that you happen to pick there, he has to leave all his work and come back and fix this for you. Right? So way before going ahead and talking about this, to your developer or to your team lead, you should be in a position to go ahead and understand where the defect is lying. Is it a reproducible? See, sometimes you end up seeing the defects, in the odd numbers. Like if I log in the defect at 11 a.m., I saw some defect at, 11 a.m., I logged it. Within 20 to 30 minutes, I come back and do the testing again. I don't see that defect anymore. What happened? The developer didn't fix it to me. Developer was with me. Yeah, we both went out for lunch. Somehow I don't see that defect happening again. So what does it mean? I go and delete that defect. Okay, forget for a second. You think that you also deleted the defect. Now what is happening? Yeah, the thing is, you put down the defect 11 a.m. You again remove it, delete it at 11:30. Again, you see a defect next time you log in at 12 a.m. Again, you delete it 12:30. This way, what do you think we are doing? We are simply wasting the developer's time there. And companies do not like testers to go ahead and do this kind of rubbish work. They want you guys to be very robust and very strong in the testing. Until unless you do not see the reproducible steps, you're not supposed to go ahead and log it as a defect there. That's the reason some of those tools happen to pull out the delete button from their tools. Yes, there were a few tools where you used to put down the defect. If you don't see it, you can go ahead and delete it. But end of the day, what is that we are doing? Simply wasting the developer's time, putting the defect, logging the defect, removing, that is deleting, logging in, deleting, logging in, deleting. And the developer, yeah, he's simply brainstorming himself just to figure it out where the defect has been going wrong or where exactly is the defect. Because couple of minutes ago he sees it, comes a couple of minutes later, he don't see that defect anymore. Right. So way before talking about it to the developer or to the team, or way before putting down the defect, you should be in a very strong position to figure it out how the reproducible steps are happening there. How is that the developer is supposed to navigate himself to look into that defect. So what is that you're gaining while doing all these things? You're gaining the real-time experience. Yep, you need to put down this experience, these roles and responsibility while doing this project. You need to put down this thing in your resume. So now here, when we say what exactly is been expected from you and what is that you need to expect from us. Okay, after once you get signed up for this project, the entire real-time environment will be given. The working hours can be, changed, or can be, fluctuate from 6 to 8 to 2 to 4, depending on how well are you in a position to understand the defects here or understand the application here. Now, when we say we are working with 6 to 8 hours or 2 to 4 hours a day, depends. Like they would be couple of those participants might be brilliant in breaking down the BRD into RTM scenario test cases, but for a couple of them it might take one little extra mile just to understand the entire set of the application or the BRD itself. Right. So this might fluctuate depending on every individual. The work plan, the end-to-end application testing. So here, once you come across, or once when we start dealing with the testing or dealing with the application or dealing with the project, You would be coming across end-to-end scenarios where you deal with the front end, the middleware, the web services, the SOAP UI tool, the back end, where Toad is your client, And we'll be doing this project inside the agile methodology or the agile scrum. The reason is when we say that we'll be having the daily status meetings. Yes, you have to give us the status, like how far did you get done with your work? If there are any kind of showstoppers, how to deal with it, right? The communication between the team members and the team lead will be through this team roster. See, any company when you join, any organization when you join, they have a way of giving you out your emails or email addresses or something where you can communicate within the company itself, right? Similarly, we here give you guys a team roster where any question that you have, see, by the time you come from one meeting to another meeting, if you have any kind of questions, yes, you do not have to go anywhere or do not have to wait by the time the next meeting is conducted. You can do one thing with the help of this team roster. You can communicate between your team roster, between your team members and between your team lead. He or she is going to navigate you and guide you through the questions that you have by the time you come to the next meeting. And at the same time, in the status meetings, we discuss all and all about the task the day before, the task for the current day, and if there are any kind of showstoppers. Now, when we say timely work reviews will be done by a Q expert, absolutely. Because see, all your work has to be reviewed by a team lead or by a test lead. Once he or she is reviewing it, they will let you know what kind of enhancements need to be done there, to put down in your resume so that or in your work so that your work has to be submitted to the client directly, whether it is to do with your RTM, whether it is to do with your test cases or to your test scenario. Always remember, guys, test plan will be given sometimes or you have to write it down. Test RTM will be given sometimes or you have to write it down. Project plan will be given, but the only thing that will not be given is your test case document. That is a proprietary product of us, that is testers. We are the ones who will be owning that particular document. So we should be in a position to come up with a very neat, clean, and a very high level document there, very professional document. Because if you end up writing any kind of fibbish document, even after the template has been given, they'll clearly tell you, do one thing, redo the entire set of documents. Yes, it's very common. But why to be in that position? Rather, why don't we go ahead and get our things straight by learning the correct way of understanding how to put down the documents there. At the same time, as it clearly says, you come across the front end, the back end, the web server, the database, the web services, API, SOAP UI, Linux and Unix platform here to deal with. And we will be giving a certain amount of information to put down in your resume so that your resume is getting shortlisted at the first shot. See, once any requirement is in the market, right? There are so many resumes floating around floating around in the market. Now, how and what needs to be done so that your resume is getting shortlisted among those 10,000 resumes there or 500 resumes there? What needs to be done? Certain amount of extra information and special keywords has to be put down regarding the knowledge or regarding the project that you're doing. So we will be giving you that sort of information to put down in your resume. After making your resume, you have to send it to us for a review. Once when we review your resume, we will be letting how to proceed further. And once we see that yes, it's a perfect resume, then yes, we'll be keeping your resume and or sending it, forwarding it to the all the vendors and the clients that we have here, so that anything coming within our clients or within our vendors, you guys will be the first ones to go ahead and take care of it. Now, at the same time, as it clearly mentions, individual mock interviews. Yes, there will be a Skype interview, as I was mentioning earlier, where towards the end of the project, you will be talking about, your project, about your, the situation based questions. And, that interview is going to be a 30-minute Skype interview. It's been taken care by your team lead. He or she is going to take care of it. Well, in order to do this particular project with us, you do not have to sign any kind of contract. Just one confidentiality agreement where it says that, you are not going to go ahead and, sell out this information to anybody outside this company. Okay, at the same time, we also will be marketing your resume. You also have to market your resume because sometimes we might come across something that you missed and you might have come across something that we might have missed from our vendors, right? So both of us marketing the resume, anything that is coming across, yes, you can either apply for the full-time or for the contract jobs. And for whom are all these projects that's been put down here? It is for the QA, that is quality assurance testers who have taken up the manual and the automation testing. It is for the business analysts, for the Java developers, for the .NET developers, and each and every project, is the time duration is between 4 to 8 weeks, where the last 2 weeks we concentrate and put more emphasis on the resume preparation and on the interview preparation, because we want you guys to go ahead and come up with a very good way of giving your interviews with complete technical terms there, where it shows that yes, this particular candidate is having the information to take the interview. Similarly, this is a price that's been put down for each and every project here that's been lined up. Now, what is the beauty of doing this project with us? The beautiful, the beautiful thing about doing this project with us is you will be getting the reference out of it. See, guys, reference plays a very important role in this country, whether it is for buying a house or for anything you mentioned there. Okay. Once after getting done with the project, once when you start taking the interviews, definitely the companies are going to ask you for, can we have a couple number of references from your previous company? You do not have to go and fake that thing. There is no reason for you to fake it out. You can do one thing, that is go ahead and put down to us saying that yes, my project is done now and the company is asking for reference. Yes, my company will be giving the reference. IIT Workforce will be giving the reference, to the company, whomever company that you're trying to join there. There will be a proper HR letter going from one company to another company. This is something that you and me cannot see. It's something, a confidentiality agreement states that, yes, so and so company has been asking for the reference of so and so candidate. And yes, we have happened to, go ahead and give it to it. So the beauty of doing the project is, yes, the real reference will be given. You do not have to fake anything. So yes, so build a resume which stands out of the crowd here. Work on the real life projects, to understand what are the end-to-end scenarios, and get ready for, the face-to-face interview or the Skype interviews, and, get the real reference, apply for jobs, and, have success in your interviews. So this is what all in all about IIT Workforce that has to provide you here. So this is from my side now. Anybody having any questions? Yes, you can please put them down here. I'm ready to take your questions now. Yeah, the tools used for the healthcare project here are, they start with Excel template. Okay, then we move on to the version 1, where you have a way of understanding the entire set of project, how to import them inside the version 1. Then we move on to the Jira tool, where you start logging the defects onto it. And for the SQL, we are using MySQL, where Tor is a client here. Then we'll be using web services, where we'll be dealing with the RESTful calls. Okay. So now after this, you'll be also logging into the main server with the help of the PuTTY tool to understand where are the log files being put down. So end-to-end scenario, right? Starting from your front end till your back end, you will be dealing with so many things in between there. Now, another question, what is a version 1? Version 1 is a tool. It is a complete agile management tool. Well, a couple of years ago, it was not the agile management. It was just like, some kind of defect tracking tool. But these days, they happen to, enhance it so much, and it's very much into the market. Yeah, it has a complete way of, understanding the entire set of the agile management. Everything from start till the end can be taken care. Okay.